So welcome, KZOOMers, on this very special day that is leading towards Rosh Hashanah, the time of renewal, and also this day, which is our 20th wedding anniversary, which we decided we wanted to spend with you
you.
because we love you.
Really? What
And you kind
better?
of become our family, our community, and we wanted to share the love of
Yeah.
these and the work of love,
Mm.
really, of these
Yeah. Hasn't
past
been easy, I want to
past
say.
20 years or
Yeah.
200 years or however long it's been. And so it really is a special time. And actually, we we there was this call, a webinar with Joe Biden talking to all the rabbis today. It was
Very moving.
very
Oh my
moving.
gosh.
Really wishing us all. I want to send regards from Joe to all of you.
Our president.
He was. I said, he is rambling and real, rambling
So
and
real. Spoke
real,
from his heart.
rambling and real. It was such an amazing thing to be a part of, and um, and
When he
what
was a young senator, he met Golda Meir. It's
yeah,
like, wow.
it was so. So on this special KZOOM that is leaning towards Rosh Hashanah, I really pray that this time together can kind of like focus us into the possibilities of renewal. We live in this crazy world that sometimes, with all the storms and fires, really bring us to the edge of despair. And at that edge, we want to be able to kind of lift ourselves, lift each other up into a place of hopefulness and kind of renewed imagination and connection as we come together to face what the challenges are of this world. And so the important thing as we face challenges is to be able to open up inner resources. And those
Yeah.
inner resources are not only inner. It's like when I go to those inner resources, I find the place of connection with you. And if I just tried to reach out to you, I might not be able to find you. I might not be able to connect. I might be overwhelmed by differences between us. But when I go in to find you, um, there's no turmoil between us. There's only this place of our shared divinity, really. That and so the Song of Songs gives us a direction. It says, "Set me as a seal upon your heart, a sign upon your arm, for love is as strong as death." So that what we encounter every day are kind of these forces of death, and when we can connect to this divine imprint, the seal of God that is printed upon our hearts, then we absolutely know that love is as strong as death. Uh, I read one commentary today that said, love is as inevitable as death.
Hmm.
And I thought that was a new
Interesting. Yeah.
take on it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like death is something we can definitely count on, but so is love.
Hmm.
And we want to be able to call on that love, um, because it is the strongest force there is. It says its passions are as harsh as the grave. Its sparks become a raging fire, divine flame. great seas cannot extinguish love. I'm thinking about New Jersey now, and those people who are underwater. Great seas cannot extinguish love. No river can wash it away. And I think just knowing that inner safety, that no matter how much the storm rages outside of us, there is this place of inner safety and calm that is the eye of the storm. Yeah. And that's where we want to live. And so it feels to me as if this first practice that we're going to do is really saying, okay, set me as a seal. Let me feel that place inside me that is shaped by the divine, that is imprinted with kind of a spark, like that spark that can withstand all of it and can thrive in the midst of challenge. And that's how I want to enter into this new year, with a sense of that of a place of invulnerable and eternal inside me that is just there, and all I need to do is bring loving, spacious awareness to each moment. That's all. Can you do that?
As long as I'm not triggered, I can do that. It's that trigger thing that happens.
Well, then you come back.
And then you come back.
Then
yes.
you come back. So I want. So, but I think that us chanting together, even though I can't hear you, I can feel you, and I can sense that we're on the same, frequency. We're all doing this work together, and so begin. You can just begin by just feeling your own heart and feeling like, oh, there's this portal to the infinite there in my own heart, and a place where I can access the divine image within me.
Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, libecha. Simayni chachotam, Simayni chachotam. Simayni chachotam, libecha.
Close your eyes, imagine breathing into your heart. And feeling inside your heart a big, wide open space, a spacious, loving awareness inside the heart that is really the manifestation of God's presence inside us, and the place where we all meet. And just imagine just breathing into the heart and breathing out blessing from that place that's at your center, at your core. Breathing in and out of the heart. Deepening that sense of where we come from. So we are imprinted. That divine image really is imprinted in us. And Rav Kook says that the core of freedom is to be loyal to our inner essence, to the Tselem Elohim, to that divine image that is within us. To be loyal to it, to not betray the sense of who you really are inside. And sometimes we need each other to send each other to those places, because we get distracted, with the world out here and and the trauma of it. So this idea of a seal, I want to just bring in that we're on this journey of renewal through the High Holy Days, and at the end of the journey, at the end of Yom Kippur, there is also a seal. That we are sealed in the in the book of life, and that sense of being written and sealed is just saying, just gives us a sense of I don't know, it's like in the midst of all the uncertainty, there's a point of knowing that is inside all of that not knowing. And it's what sustains us, it's what keeps us balanced, it's what resources us so that we can do what needs to be done in the world and do it not out of alarm but from joy. So there's another place where this idea of what we put on our heart matters. That's in Deuteronomy, and it's and we chant this as part of the Shema that says we should have we should put these words on our hearts and a sign on our hand so that we can remember. Really, these are practices of just remembering who we are. And from that passage in Deuteronomy, we derive the mitzvah, the commandment of putting on tefillin, and we wrap ourselves up, and we put the words on our heart, and we put them in our third eye and on our arms, and so there's like a sign there of remembrance. And when you take the tefillin off, it leaves a kind of an imprint on your arm, especially if you have sensitive skin. The first time I put on tefillin, it gave me a rash. I thought, tefillin rash. But that act of binding ourselves, connecting ourselves to something much larger, is really kind of like that. We need to do that, or else we get pulled. We get off balance. And so, when we put the tefillin on, there are these words that are said. When we wrap it around our finger, Ellen, show you the finger. We wrap the tefillin around our finger, and we have a little marriage ceremony, and we're marrying our soul. We're marrying that divine image. We are connecting ourselves. We are connecting ourselves to something bigger, and not just the small self, really. And the words that are said are words that come from the prophet Hosea. And I want to say a little bit about him. He was just an amazing prophet. Yeah. And these words that are said come from his prophecy, really. And the story of Gomer touches me because he took a situation in his life that caused him great unhappiness, and he turned it into a prophecy, a sense of like it sent him to something that was beautiful. And it is inspiring to me because all of us experience some tragedy in our lives. And we can either become bitter, or we can use that difficulty to open to God. And that's what happened to Hosea. He was in love with a woman named Gomer. And in the description of Gomer, it sounds like she's kind of like a drug addict. She is someone who just can't help it, but she betrays him over and over again. She is, and yet he loves her with such passion. And in the midst of his misery about loving someone who is just, whose nature is that betrayal or those lies that addiction causes, in the midst of his misery, he had a revelation that said, oh, if I can love this woman who has betrayed me so many times, if I could love this world that has betrayed me so many times, how much more so does God love us no matter what kind of mistakes we make, no matter how we go wrong, no matter how many times we fall on our faces, we are loved with this great love. And so he, in the midst of his misery, he opens to this great love. And it's inspiring to me because I think like every one of us on our paths come to a point where, where we feel betrayed or we feel broken. And the idea that that moment of brokenness can actually open us to some great love is kind of just miraculous to me. So these words from Hosea, I call them the 7 channels of commitment, and I decided just to do 3 practices instead of 4 this evening because I really wanted to spend some time with these words of betrothal, words of connection. So, and I think of this, on our wedding anniversary, I think it's like there's this, I have this relationship with God, and I have this relationship with Rachmiel. And the 2 relationships are related somehow.
We hope.
Yes. And so that what I, when I fill up with that God love, that sense of basic trust in the goodness of life that God gives me, it overflows into my relationship with you.
I get the benefits
Yeah.
of her overflow.
And however Rachmiel is connected to his source, I get the benefits of his overflow. And that's, to me, like, that's the kind of relationship I want. Not like, oh, I need you and you need me. No, it's like, I have this fullness in here, and to come to each,
share it with you.
to come to each other with that overflow feels not so dangerous. It feels like a holy path to be on.
It's like the opposite of overwhelm, the total opposite. Just to give from our flow, I can't get overwhelmed if I'm full and flowing.
Yeah, so I want to be able to love anyone, I need to be connected up. And if something's not working between me and another, I don't want to try to fix them. I want to fix my own connection. And or work it or open it. And so these are 7 different ways of connection. I call the 7 channels of commitment. And the words say, I will betroth you to me. And here's the first way is le'olam, which is forever. I will betroth you to me with this sense of the wider perspective of eternity. Like, I want to set that up, that soul perspective up, as the way that I connect with the oneness. I want to do that, and then there opens another channel, which is called tzedek, which is justice. It's like, if I am in that wide perspective, I come to this world. And what I want to do is I want to channel that sense of justice. I want to do what needs to be done for that justice, which is like the core of holiness. So ve'astikli betzedek. I want to find the quality of justice in me, and channel it through. The third channel is called mishpat. And mishpat, I translate that word as impeccability. It really means a kind of exactness. And my commitment to impeccability is very influenced by Carlos Castaneda and Don Juan, who talks about impeccability, of like, how do I come to each moment without sloppiness, with knowing my own power, with with a kind of, not perfectionism, but like being able to be in my, fullness with impeccability, to show up in that way. That's the third channel of God flow. And the fourth channel is chesed, which I think of as a flowing, unconditional love that is pouring into me, that I want to channel into the world. And I guess it's the fifth channel is called rachamim, which is compassion. And I want to, when I encounter suffering in the world, I want my response not to be fear, but to be compassion. And compassion is what connects me to people and to everyone. And that connection, that sense of connection that we're all in this together, actually feeds me. It lifts me up when that compassion is flowing through me. The sixth channel is called emunah, which is faith, or I think of it sometimes as basic trust in the ultimate goodness. I want to connect myself to that place of faith, of trust. I want to live from that place of emunah. And then the last of the 7 channels of commitment is called dat, which is, I translate as intimacy. This kind of knowing, deep knowing. And, to know someone in the biblical sense.
That's this word.
Yeah, that's it.
Dat.
To dat, is to know, is like really, is to have an intimacy with the truth. So, I want to take this practice and first do it kind of slowly, so that we can tune in to those qualities inside us that are absolutely essential to our wholeness. We need that leolam place, that wide perspective, that sense of eternity. We need to be able to feel the force of justice through us, and call up a commitment to impeccability, to love, to compassion, to growing that place of trust inside me, and then through that enter into an intimacy with life. So if we all do this together, we might all be married to each other.
Hey, all right.
This is part of the ritual of connection. But know that when you're married to that oneness, then everyone that you meet in life is going to receive the benefit of that connection. And then you just keep on nurturing that connection each day. So we'll do it slowly, and just breathe into each channel. And just breathe into that sense of eternity through time and space. And find the voice of justice now. And feel that uprightness, that justice flowing through us. And call up the commitment to impeccability. And open to that flow of love. And let it flow out into the world as compassion. and grow inside that sense of basic trust and faith in the goodness that holds us.
Ve'erastikli be'emunah.
Feel that. And now the knowing, the intimacy with the truth within. Ve'yadat We'll go through the whole ceremony. Ve'erastikli le'olam. Ve'erastikli betzedek
Ubemishpat
ubechesed uberachamim.
Ve'erastikli be'emunah.
Ve'yadat
Ve'erastikli le'olam. Ve'erastikli betzedek ubemishpat ubechesed uberachamim. Ve'erastikli be'emunah. Ve'yadat Ve'erastikli le'olam. Ve'erastikli betzedek ubemishpat ubechesed uberachamim. Ve'erastikli be'emunah. Ve'yadat
Ve'erastikli le'olam. Ve'erastikli betzedek ubemishpat ubechesed uberachamim. Ve'erastikli be'emunah. Ve'yadat So let's just pause for a moment and notice those channels inside us. And what I like to do is to use this practice as a diagnostic, to say, oh, is that channel open? Is it flowing? Am I open to leolam, to eternity, to that wide perspective? Is there anything I need to do to open up that channel to, to sort of say, oh, here's my work. And when I say tzedek, justice, is there a clear channel of justice that is moving through us? Or do we feel blocked there? Just notice. And when we say mishpat, are we inspired by that call to impeccability? Can we open up a channel of that commitment? And when I say chesed, is there anything blocking the receiving of that flow of love? Sometimes it might be kind of a cynicism or an unworthiness or just a place of hurt that doesn't allow us to receive. We want to just do the work of opening up that flow. And when we say rachamim, is there anybody that you have lost compassion for? Sometimes when I'm angry, I lose my compassion. And I want to kind of clean that up, especially before the high holy days. I want to notice who I'm angry with. I want to clear that so that that compassion can flow through me. And is there a clear channel of trust, of faith that is in that ultimate safety and goodness? And if it's not there, where do I go to begin the repair? And in that last channel of intimacy, is there a place in me that is divorced from God, that feels distant, that feels disconnected? And I want to use this practice to strengthen each of these channels, but also to notice where the work is, where I need to bring my attention. So when you've done that noticing, we'll chant it once more now, and wherever that channel is, wherever that blockage is, let's take the force of the chant and even the force of Hosea's revelation, and use it, to open up, or even to set ourselves on the path of flow, of openness. Set an intention.
Verhastikli leolam. Verhastikli betzedek ubamishpat ubechesed
Take a moment just to feel those flows, those channels of connection. So when you're ready, you can just open your eyes, take a look around the Zoom room, give a little blessing to, it's the work that we're doing together of opening up those channels that inspiring each other to that work. And also noticing, it's like, oh yeah, I need a little attention there. There wasn't quite, I can notice right away if the energy is flowing or if it's blocked in that aspect of my being, and then it might send me to some other practice that's like, oh yeah, I need that practice. I think about, I have an idea. So if you notice that there was one channel that felt kind of blocked, that wasn't flowing for you, I want you to call it up right now. And I'm going to ask Rachmel to blow the shofar and see if we can open that channel up. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta get ready. It takes me a minute to get ready.
Okay, everybody pick one of those channels that feels like maybe a little iffy, and we'll see. The power of the shofar is like it's like a sound that comes to us through the ages to clear the way, to awaken, and to open those channels of commitment to bring us there. Everybody have one? Okay. Tekiah. Shavarim. Teruah. Tekiah.
Yasher Koach for me. Thank you.
Okay, did that help?
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to clear the way. And what we're clearing the way for is really this unity consciousness, this sense of connection that we want to be able to live from. And, we lose it and we get it back. So I wanted to do one last practice, and I call this practice today. And it is, again, something from the Song of Songs that says, B'yom chatunato is on his wedding day. So his wedding day, well, it just happens to be our wedding day.
Today.
But the mythic wedding day is the day when all of that duality is kind of healed. When we connect up with the wholeness of all of creation, of being and of not being, of just mending all of the tears in our world. B'yom chatunato is the same as V'yom simchat libo, the day of his heart's rejoicing. And that's kind of we look towards that day in the prayer, the Aleinu prayer. We say, B'yom hahu, on that day, God will be one and his name is one. But as I was chanting these words, B'yom chatunato, V'yom simchat libo, and feeling that energy of unity that is always in potential there. It is always true inside me somewhere. I heard a voice that said, that's today. That's today.
HAYOM.
There, it's like today. And so I wanted to say that word in Hebrew, HAYOM, HAYOM. It's today. It's not something far away. It's something that is right here. It is. Mm-hmm. It is today. And, On our wedding day, 20 years ago, I woke up and went out onto the porch, and there were two beautiful
Doves.
ring-necked doves that we'd never seen before. And we thought it was
A sign.
a sign for sure.
And then the snake came to our wedding, and that was a sign.
rattlesnake. A rattlesnake came to our wedding,
But,
too.
6 foot longer.
Yeah.
But
But, it's so I don't want to look at it just like back then or someday in the future. I want to say, oh, that's today. Right now is possible to have that sense of unity, that sense of connection, and to feel my heart rejoicing in the truth of that. So, yeah. So I want we'll celebrate this with you, and to say it's not just our wedding anniversary. It is this is for all of us to be able to say, that our hearts can rejoice in this possibility. And there was a philosopher named Philo, who was a student of Plato, and he was Jewish, and he said, the true name of eternity is today. The true name of eternity is today. And so I feel like if we can really get present, it's like all of the worlds open up, all of eternity is there for us, in that magnified presence of today.
we're getting some midrash on the snake. We did see it as a great symbol of transformation, shedding skin, and a new life.
Healing,
So,
and
yes.
healing, yeah.
And
Sure.
and healing and kundalini.
So,
HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM simchat libo. HAYOM chatunato, HAYOM chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo. Uvayom chatunato, Uvayom simchat libo, HAYOM, HAYOM, HAYOM.
Today.
Today.
It's today.
HAYOM.
It's today. Oh. So good too.
Thanks. Thanks for all the happy anniversary wishes.
So we will be meeting next week at KZOOM, which is going to be in this special time between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We'll be meeting in that holy space.
But we won't be meeting in 2 weeks because that
is
Yom
Kippur, right?
So.
But I want to thank everybody for your presence that I feel, and to remind you to go to the website rabbisheffergold.com and give a little donation in honor of what you received, and also there are other kind of resources there, and I want to say that there is this retreat I'm definitely going to be teaching in November in New York. That is where I'm looking for 10. I mean, it's an interfaith retreat where they're going to be asking, having 10 Jews, 10 Christians, and 10 Muslims to come together, and the teachers will be a rabbi and an imam and priest will come together, and that's going to be November 14th to 16th, and soon I'll have the information about that on my website. I think it's going to be a really important retreat. So if you are interested in that, you'll